Hey there everybody, welcome back to more Deadlight. Well, the first thing I want to bring your attention to is that our stamina bar has mysteriously grown longer since the last update, and that's because I actually ended up missing the stamina increasing item in the previous section. And that's right, we are actually able to get items that will increase Randy's stamina, and we can also find items, such as on this corpse, which increases Randy's maximum health. We can now take up to 4 hits from zombies, and we're definitely going to be needing those as these zombie encounters will just get more and more difficult. But from what we saw last time around, there were 2 gentlemen here stringing up corpses per some mysterious orders, and I guess it was to serve as some type of warning to, anybody that hasn't been turned into a zombie. Also find a little handkerchief there with some mention of a group or icon for the new law.
Seattle isn't a safe place. Everyone I care about is in danger.
Can only kind of assume that the new law is, well, whoever was ordering those guys to string up the corpses. But just want to make sure we get all these zombies over there so we can easily run past them. This section is mostly just covering most of the movement abilities we've already gone over, such as simple running and jumping, but it is presenting us with a lot more zombies than before.
The news was right. Something big happened in the city. People went to war against the shadows, military and common man alike. It didn't end well.
I do really enjoy all the background flavor going on, all the destruction and abandoned things going on in the background. But it seems we have reached something of a dead end. We're not able to jump onto the telephone pole, and, well, we do find a movable box here. But it seems that the retractable door is not going to go up high enough. It seems to be lacking power. So it looks like we're going to have to explore further into this taxi garage. And you can already kind of see in the background that we are definitely not alone in here. So with the power now on, it's time to take a running escape, but you do have to be careful. Seems there is a open circuit, open wires on the ground. Thankfully there is a little crawl space up here we can safely get across. And we can now safely open up the gate and get our box outside. Now, initially this area does not seem overly dangerous, but there is a secret item down there in the lower right-hand corner. And that gives us another ID of a stranger. This is for an Eileen Warnos, who you may know for being a fiction, or I guess a biography film was done of her with Charlize Theron called Monster. Yeah, she was apparently a prostitute that murdered 6 or 7 guys, supposedly in self-defense, but that didn't stop her from being sent to the lethal injection. Now we do get a new ability here, but we don't want to miss another secret down here. Seems to be a crudely drawn map to the save point we've heard referenced before. But wouldn't you know it, Randall is actually a pretty spry old man. He can actually do wall jumps, a la Prince of Persia. But you do have to get something of a running start. You can't just do it from a parallel wall. And here we just have to get a good running start and mess up the jump. Yeah, initially here you might think you need to do a wall jump again. But no, you actually have to just do a proper running jump. For some reason though, it just decides to be finicky here. I promise I do get it. I think on the next try. I do apologize for this. There we go. Also, to help us break our fall, we can roll after very high jumps. Not all high jumps though, there is just a certain limit to what Randall can do. By hopping over to this rather hidden window, we find a barricaded up apartment along with another secret item. Seems that possibly the former occupant of this apartment was trying to look into, I guess, the dangers of disease being spread through saliva and other fluids of the body.
Music box. Shannon gave Lydia one just like this for her birthday. Were they here?
And yet again, Randall just really drawing tenuous conclusions. But it is a good reminder of what he needs to be looking out for.
A slaughtered family. And another graffiti signed by the new law. This is what happens to those who steal from death.
Certainly hope we don't run into this new law. They certainly don't seem to be respectable people. Makes one hope that the save point we're looking out for, or our friends in the motorhome, are still doing okay. Now, before we go jumping onto that construction equipment over there, yet again we have another hidden away secret. Another page of our diary that I will be posting in the thread. But now it's time to do a few rather dangerous jumps. Obviously, if you fall down into the electricity surging through the ground, we will instantly die. But as we continue across, we actually see what appears to be a military checkpoint. We finally find a gun.
The days of wasting bullets have passed.
In K-Sharn, we shot at anything and everything. But the days of wasting bullets are gone, Randy. I'm not sure you ought to do it.
Ben Parker, since when did you ever have a problem with excess? I need to learn how to shoot this thing. I'm sure I'll need it.
This ain't like the rifle you carried in the mountains. First, you need to load it. The key resides in being quick, like those guys in the casinos with cards. Quick fingers, soft hands. Practice makes perfect.
And with our 38 special, we can now learn to reload it.
What do you think of that, Ben?
Well done, comrade. Now you have to show me your aim. Try to shoot that can over there.
That'll be easy.
Something to keep in mind whenever you are reloading is that, well, you have to press the reload button multiple times as this is a multi-chamber weapon.
Kid, I like your style. But let's think of something harder now. Hey, you see that crow? Plunk it before it flies off.
But aiming and firing is rather simple. You just have to wait for a red marker to appear on whatever you're aiming at.
Right up like that. Let's put him out of his misery.
Take the shot, Randy. Let's do right by the poor soul. There's no glory in killing me dead a second time. This is just what it means to survive now. Make sure you always aim for the head, Randy. Always in the head.
So with that flashback to Ben and Randall learning how to shoot, we now have access and full knowledge of firing our weapon. And we can use the weapon for more than just killing the shadows. As you see there, we can also shoot certain padlocks to access other routes to get us around.
In pursuit of a white van in the center of Seattle. Our goal is to take down our enemy. Repeat, in pursuit of white van, Charlie 1.
That's Parker's motorhome.
And I'm going to assume who we were hearing just now was the new law. But we get our first taste of real combat here against some shadows. It's good to keep in mind that we do not have a plentiful amount of ammo in this game, so more often than not, it's still a good idea to run when you can. But at least we have some means to defend ourselves fully now. Also, as stated in the tutorial there, it's always good to go for a headshot. I think the shadows will go down in maybe 2 or 3 body shots, but, well, we want to conserve ammo.
That fire is blocking my path. The smell is horrible. If I could find a way to put it out.
And this new ID of a stranger is for Otis Toole. He is not really that well known. He was more of an accomplice for a bit more well-known serial killer named Henry.
That water tower looks weak. I could tackle it down.
So we're just going to take a running tackle at this water tower.
A waste of precious drinking water. But I have to find my friends, my family. The fire should be out now.
But yeah, you may know Otis Toole's accomplice in his murders, known as Henry, as it was shown in a film known as Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. But in this rather decimated apartment building, we find yet another secret. Seems that some of the tenants on the upper floor were a little bit raucous. And I didn't even notice that particular shadow there. Seems I interrupted its TV watching. But it definitely does seem like the occupants of these upper floors were quite the partiers, if these walls are any indication.
It seems that those planks block up the way to the rooftop. I think that those shadows might be of help to me.
And the best way to get them to help us is to call their attention to us. Yeah, I will say, none of the puzzles in the game are really brain benders. Especially when Randall is nice enough to pretty plainly point out what we need to do.
Freaks. Looks like somebody had a hard time with the end of the world. Everybody reacts to fear differently.
Yeah, some, well, scribble graffiti and go completely insane, and some are like Randy and just keep on persevering, for they know there are better things waiting for them out there. But the secret on this particular corpse actually gives us insight into actually what happened to this apartment building. Seems that one of the tenants decided the best way to get rid of all the infected was to blow up the boiler. Can only assume that was probably not the best idea.
That's the helicopter chasing my friends. Let's go quick. My friends are in danger.
But that could also mean that the RV is waiting nearby. Maybe we can rejoin up with all of our friends. But not before dealing with yet another extremely dangerous platforming section. I actually really do like how fluid Randall's movements are. There's a lot of this game that really just makes one think about Flashback, Out of This World, any of those older rotoscope type games. And a lot of the movements are fairly similar as well. In this particular room, it can be kind of dangerous. Those shadows can be fairly difficult to deal with, so it's good to actually try to taunt them over into the electricity before you fall down into the center area. Now, this particular section is rather disconcerting, I suppose, because this generator here will actually only turn off the electricity for a very short period of time. You have to use that running roll as quickly as possible. And that means that if you try to read the tutorial text, well, you're more than likely going to get yourself electrocuted. But before we continue forward, we actually have to backtrack a little bit for yet another secret. Also gives us an opportunity to shoot a few unsuspecting shadows.
sounds like a car. What the hell is happening out there? That's gunfire.
Charlie Delta Oscar, requesting survivor transfer. One target down.
That's Ben's motorhome. There's blood all over the driver's seat. My friends have been ambushed.
So it seems like the new law has struck. They mention that one person is down. Hopefully that's not our good friend Ben. Or hopefully it's really not any of our party.
Careful when you put those bullets.
Let me die in peace.
Sam? Is that you?
Wayne, come in. Fast.
What the hell happened?
Everything is my fault. Sorry, Wayne.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It wasn't a good idea coming here. They've gone crazy. Those men appeared out of nowhere and attacked us. Good God, they've shot me. I'm bleeding to death, Wayne.
Where are the others?
The whole world is dying.
Where have they taken them?
I'm dying, Wayne.
You were going to die anyway.
No. I don't want to die. No.
I have to save my comrades. Where have they taken them?
Wayne. The safe point. They're all there. Women.
Where have they taken them, Sam?
Children.
Tell me now.
You've got to...
Women, children, my family. Carla's dead. And now you are too. I've got to get to that safe point.
And just like that, we find, much like in the ending of 28 Days Later, that the aforementioned safe point is actually just a trap. The new law are apparently using it as a means to lure in survivors, weeding out the men and keeping the women for themselves. So see here that we are now at the maximum amount of bullets we can carry, 18, or roughly 3 clips.
It's blocked.
And we find that we really need to keep hurrying. There's a rather nasty horde following us. Also up here we find a fuzzy TV with a hidden message.
Day 32. This is Lou Leonard again. Despair. That's the word. Nothing left to hold on to since she... Oh, I can't bring myself to say that. She is alive. She's alive! I know. Well, there's nothing left in this city that makes me want to keep on fighting. There's questions in a city in flames. Crazy men who invented a new way to survive based on violence. Just as they say, fucking joke! I guess this is the end. God will take everyone to hell. I'll see you there.
But it may have been a bit hard to make out with that audio there, but I'm assuming that Lou of Lou's Pawn Shop was here with his wife, who we actually find a picture of here, along with a combination. And I almost want to assume that the new law came, took his wife, and well, he just kind of hid away up in this upper area. Yet again, we find a rather easy puzzle to solve.
Fortunately, it was the same number that was in the photo.
So find another inoperative little control panel here. Or maybe I was wrong about his wife being taken away. Maybe instead she just turned. But with the door slowly sliding open, the encroaching hordes will just never stop coming from that door. And that means it's time to run.
Shit. The end of the line. Nobody knows when the end will come. Until it's too late.